Hey guys, this is Babsi from Luminous Labs. On the right side, you can see Thomas, my amazing co-founder.
Hey everyone.
And what we're going to do today is kick off a new content series. It's kind of like a podcast style video, audio content piece where we want to focus on research and important applications of red light therapy. So what we're going to do today is, with our first topic, which is very near and dear to our hearts, talk about fertility and reproductive health and if red light therapy could be something that's interesting to look into. I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview of fertility statistics, how fertility declines as we age, what red light therapy is, and how you could apply it at home or in a clinic center for maximum benefits for fertility. So stay tuned. This is going to be bits and pieces of tiny bite-sized information, maximum of 10 minutes. If you like this, show some support, please. We're going to start with fertility. It's a very big topic and unfortunately a problematic topic as well. Approximately 1 in 6 couples worldwide struggles with fertility. Why is this? We see that the uterus and the ovaries both are one of the fastest aging organs within our body. And as you know, we here at Luminous Labs focus on longevity. That's our big vision here at the company. And fertility, or those very fast aging organs being the uterus and the ovaries, are kind of like a proxy problem to the general topic of aging. So back to the working mechanism, what we see here is that with our regular menstrual cycle that we have as females, the stem cells within the uterus are very important in maintaining and helping with the regeneration of the uterine lining and the tissue in general. In the years that we age, and specifically with 35 years of age and upwards, these stem cells decline rapidly. And this is one of the main causes of why fertility declines as we age. A second very big topic that's important to note here is that in research or in clinical studies in general, there's this so-called gender data health gap. This basically means that females in the last 50 or even 100 years have been grossly overlooked, unfortunately, in research due to the fact that their monthly hormonal cycle didn't quite represent them as the most stable, I'm just quoting here, research subject that is needed. So predominantly, we focused in clinical research on Caucasian males. And so the diversity here is not really given. I'm going to give over to Thomas now. That's going to explain to you what red light therapy even is.
Yeah, hey everyone. As Babsi already explained, in regards to fertility, there are a few things that come into play. And especially the most critical things that we see nowadays, where we need or should activate the cellular energy production, stem cells, and things like that are critical for this process. It has a kind of an overlap with what we do in our core research and development facilities here at Luminous Labs. We research and develop photobiomodulation applications. This means you've certainly heard about red light therapy, for example, for skin health with masks and stuff like that, where you can reduce signs of aging, you can emphasize cellular energy production in some sorts. And that's what we are focusing on at the moment, really. So red light therapy is a big topic. And what you see as a core function is that these wavelengths of light, so we take deep red wavelengths of light starting from 600 over to 700 nanometers, and then near infrared light from 800 to around 1,000 nanometers. And what this light does, it is able to go on your skin, penetrate through your skin, even through tissue layers, and in some sorts for the near infrared light, even through bone tissue, and it directly interacts with the mitochondria of our bodies. So the mitochondria, as you might still know from biology class, it's the energy powerhouses of our cells, of our bodies. And the mitochondria, if we take in food from the outside as energy source for our body and mind, the mitochondria then convert it to energy in the form of, we call it ATP. It's the energy currency of our life, of our bodies. And we produce as much of this ATP per day as we are heavy, as our weight is, so to say. It's very critical for all processes in our bodies. And we see especially with things like fertility, where we research a lot in the last few years, we see that in our fertility tracts in males, but also especially in females, there is the highest density or concentration of mitochondria in our body. So these organ systems are the most receptive to this light energy and can pump out much more cellular energy in the form of ATP. This is super exciting because for us as Luminous Labs, where we focus on aging and longevity in general, but on female fertility, female health, now in a focus group, this allows us to research this. We call it the fastest aging organ in the human body because like the female reproductive tract, it ages much faster than other organs within our bodies. And so it's very exciting to see the changes here. And what we saw in the past few experiments and trials we made with the fertility clinics, for example, is that within the female fertility tract, if you apply these red and near-infrared light wavelengths, we can see changes in tissue. So for example, in the first tests, we could see while applying the light only on the outside, so nothing invasive, the light was able to penetrate through the stomach area, enter the female fertility tract, and interact with the mitochondria there, but also interact, for example, with the endometrium and allow for thickening and even more evenness of the endometrium. That's very critical, especially for IVF treatments. And we see now growing interest on this side in terms of especially IVF treatments, where the technology of red light therapy can enhance the treatment, enhance the effect completely non-invasively and at home with a simple once-a-day treatment.
So as Thomas already mentioned, there's a lot of emerging research happening. We also see clinics slowly incorporating this, specifically IVF clinics, to kind of enhance the success rate of IVF processes. But since we're not a medical product, we wanted to shine a light a little bit more on at-home application and how that could look like. As you know, we have different kind of products. This content format should not be a sales format, so we're not going to go deep into that. But of course, you can always reach out for questions. But these specific wavelengths are also applicable in an at-home setting. And what you would do here basically is, depending on the size of the panel, but target the lower abdomen specifically, or leaning very heavy into the near infrared light spectrum of the photobiomodulation light spectrum, and keep a dosage of between 10 to 20 minutes. This is very individualized, so dependent on how your body reacts to it. And then stay consistent with it. Also, something that's very important with the dosage with photobiomodulation is to keep consistent at it. So if you can do it one time within a 24-hour window, you're already doing something very right. The latest is every other day, so every 48 hours once at least. But this is something that you can definitely do. And the added bonus here is, while targeting the lower abdomen, of course, you're getting even more benefits kind of stacked on top of those fertility boosting, blood circulation, endometrial thickening benefits. For example, if you go a little bit more up with the targeting and target the gut, you will get more serotonin production. You will get more oxytocin production. So very mood enhancing benefits. If you move up to the face, for example, skin rejuvenation benefits can be added here. Or again, if you target the brain, deep sleep can be enhanced here, or mood again. So I would say very interesting to look at in an at-home setting. And as mentioned, the consistency is something that's very, very important.
In general, female health, femtech, and non-invasive at-home applications are becoming bigger. The gender health gap that we saw over the last decades or centuries even is becoming smaller, especially in the advent of new technologies like AI and others, where you're now finally able to also take female health more into consideration, where things like changes within a female hormonal cycle or the monthly cycle is more easy to track, more easy to monitor, or more easy to integrate in such interventions. And this is an exciting time. And we see that with the first applications of, for example, the technologies that we use with photobiomodulation, this already shows tremendous potential, where we see in the earliest stage experiments with a technology like ours that is very low risk but has high potential, we can already make valuable impact in the lives of, in particular, females into the female fertility journey and throughout. And so that's what we, I think, are the most excited about. So what we also suggest, if you are in a fertility journey, if you want to optimize your cycle, also maybe starting perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, let us know. We are currently actively seeking beta users, beta testers for these interventions. And we're excited to explore this more and bring value in the world, especially in female health. And this concludes, I would say, our first time we do something like this, where we share our knowledge, where we share what we do in research and development, where we also share where other scientists stand at the moment and what value will come out in the next few months and years. And if you like it, please let us know in the comments, give us a like, so we know that we should focus more on these segments. And we're excited to hear from you. We are always just a DM or email away, and we're excited to get in contact with you.
Also, if you have any other research questions or research topics that you would like us to talk about, feel free to put them down in the comments below. And also from me, thanks for listening and see you next time. Stay tuned.
Ciao. Take care.